Welcome to a brand new Black Friday 2019 ad breakdown. Of course, my name is Samuel Adams, and today we are diving into the Target ad. Now, if you missed yesterday's video, we did go through page by page of the Walmart ad, pointing out the biggest deals in gaming and some tech. So if you do want to check out that retailer, I would highly recommend it. The link to the Walmart video will be down below or somewhere on the screen. But today's Target ad has a lot to dive into as well. Some deals not quite as good as yesterday's offerings from Walmart, but there are some that are even better. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into it. Starting things off on page number 1, my job is not just to let you know the great deals, I'm also here to warn you about things that might not be that great. And the first thing that I need to discuss is the Nintendo Switch system found on page numero uno, because although this is going to get a lot of eyes, this is the exact same bundle that we saw on last year's Black Friday ad for the exact same price. $299 is pretty much the base price of any basic Nintendo Switch. Now, I will say, it is still going to be a big seller this holiday, but be wary. I believe this is the older model of the Nintendo Switch. Now, for those that aren't in the loop, there was a brand new model of the Nintendo Switch introduced earlier in the year that actually has an extended battery life, and the box design is a bit different and the SKU number is different as well. So although you do get the free copy of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, this one might not be one that you want to dive into on Black Friday. Now, again, depending on your interest and your level of investment and the kind of present you are getting a kid or a niece or a nephew, whatever you might be doing, or even yourself, I'm not judging, then this might be perfectly fine for your needs and wants. But just know, this might be the older model of the Nintendo Switch, and on top of that, the price itself is not that good anyway. Now, on top of that, on page number 1, not really gaming related, but the Google Home Mini is only $19. Now, this is pretty much an in-home assistant, and it normally goes for $50. If you have a Spotify premium subscription, I believe they're giving these away for free, but at the same time, for $19, if you don't have Spotify, a fantastic way to get somebody listening to you 24 hours a day. I know I love mine. Very good friends with my NSA agent that has my case file. But all of that at the side, moving on to page number 2 of the ad. The games themselves we'll jump into in a moment. I want to talk about this Xbox One S bundle because this is a very good deal as compared to yesterday's Walmart bundle. Now, this is the exact same bundle from yesterday's Walmart ad. We do have, for $199, the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order game on top of the Xbox One S 1TB. But at Target, you do get a $40 gift card on top of your purchase, so you could just go back in, get more games, or save it to use later in the holiday season or on something else you want for Black Friday. Now, I will also say, in the fine print here, you do see the option to get a $40 gift card with any Xbox One X console. I don't know if this is a typo or if this is something that is intentional, but it seems like any kind of Xbox One bundle you get, then you could be getting a $40 gift card. Again, you'll have to ask your local representative at your store, but reading the official little article here, the fine print rather, you do have a $40 gift card highlighted here with the purchase of an Xbox One X, and of course this bundle with the Xbox One S. A good deal if you are looking for a console to put under the tree or the menorah or whatever you do for your holiday celebrations this year. Now, the games themselves on the front page we'll dive into more in just a couple of moments, but the highlights include Madden 20, NBA 2K20, FIFA 20, and Ghost Recon Breakpoint. As for the sports games, sure, that's perfectly fine. Those are good prices for this year's sports games. Ghost Recon Breakpoint, as I mentioned yesterday, probably want to wait on that one. Not exactly in the best state as far as games go. Now, the game is going to improve drastically as time goes on. More love is being poured into it from Ubisoft, but at the same time, you might not want to get this one on Black Friday because that $30 price is pretty much going to be matched over the coming months as people try to get back into the game. They want you back in there. They just have to lower the price to get you there. Now, diving into this year's actual gaming pages, there is a lot to break down here. Starting off with the doorbusters in the top left, you do have some big Nintendo Switch games for $30 a pop, including The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, and Mario Tennis Aces. Now, these games do tend to hold their value over time. I mean, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was a launch title, and I've rarely seen it go below $50, and that's even for a used copy. So to see them go as low as $30 is a phenomenal deal, especially if you have never experienced these games games on the Nintendo Switch and you want to, or if you have somebody in your life that is going to be a Nintendo Switch owner soon, these are pretty much the most impressive experiences on Nintendo's newest handheld hybrid to date. Unfortunately, one quirk with the Target ad is the fact that not every game that is on sale is shown in the ad for each individual tier. Some of them are, some of them aren't, and it's unfortunate because that means you have to go into the store or wait until everything goes live online and see the good deals for yourself. But there are still some highlights worth pointing out in each individual tier. So from top to bottom, you have $35 games. 10 of them are available. You have Gears 5, Monster Hunter World Iceborne, Need for Speed Heat, NHL 20, and Borderlands 3. Now, the standouts for the target crowd include Borderlands 3 and Need for Speed Heat, as well as Gears 5 and Monster Hunter World Iceborne. NHL 20, I've heard good things about. I'm just not a sports aficionado. Now, I will say, Borderlands 3 is $30 at Walmart. Some of these games are included on Game Pass. Specifically, the one that comes to mind is Gears 5. Now, the question is, there are 5 games mentioned here. What are the other 5? That's still yet to be determined. But if I had to choose one from the $35 tier that I would say might be worth your time, Need for Speed Heat, because I've heard fantastic things about the game. I have seen good reviews for it, and it seems to be a return to form. So if you are looking for a good racing game, $35 gets you Need for Speed Heat at Target. Now again, you'll have to compare the prices with yesterday's Walmart ad, because I believe there are some better prices at the big old Wally World. But at the same time, again, ease of access, $35, some pretty good games. Now, diving into the $35 tier, you do have some games that are worth mentioning here, including Red Dead Redemption 2 as the big standout. But on top of that, FIFA 20, also one of the year's biggest games. In addition, Fallout 76, Dragon Quest Builders, WWE 2K20, Judgment, Catherine Full Body, Mortal Kombat 11, and Rage 2. Needless to say, the standout for the ones that we know about so far is Red Dead Redemption 2. Came out roughly a year ago, and it is a phenomenal experience. I do want to warn you, however, that much like Gears 5 in the $35 tier, you do have Rage 2, which is now included with Xbox Game Pass. So depending on your subscriptions, be sure to double check and make sure that you don't already have access to these games, because it's very easy to get lost in the sauce on Black Friday. There are over 40 games available at the $25 tier as well, and some of these are very impressive. Now, if you are looking for last year's Call of Duty Black Ops 4, the base edition, no additional DLC, you can get that for $25 if you don't happen to want to dish out $45 for this year's game, which is very, very superior in my opinion. But on top of that, you have some big Nintendo Switch titles with Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD, Spyro's Reignited Trilogy, and Overwatch Legendary Edition, all in that $25 tier. Now, on top of that, I also want to mention a big standout here is Control, one of the year's biggest games that is up for multiple nominations for this year's Game Awards, is also included in this $25 tier, so you might want to consider that one. I believe that's one of the best prices I have seen for the game so far. And again, that's just a handful of the games available at the $25 price. Now, let's dive into the $15 tier, because over 100 games are going to be priced at $15 a piece, and this is where some value is, because the titles include Zombieland Double Tap Road Trip. Pause. Don't buy this. It's a steaming pile of garbage. Moving on. Killer Queen Black on the Nintendo Switch, World War Z on the Xbox One and PS4, Overwatch Legendary Edition, Aladdin and the Lion King, a collection released a couple of weeks back, Tom Clancy's The Division 2, Kingdom Hearts 3, Resident Evil 2 Remastered, Grand Theft Auto 5 Premium Online Edition, Team Sonic Racing, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle on the Switch, Overcooked 2 on the Switch, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, and Crash Bandicoot's Insane Trilogy. The amount of value, ladies and gentlemen, the amount of good deals is absolutely insane. So the standouts here for me from top to bottom that we saw include Tom Clancy's The Division 2. Tons of gameplay available in that for $15 a piece to get access to the base version of the game. That gets your toe in the door. That gets you the access to the game itself, and you at least get to see if you enjoy it. And again, plenty of stuff to play in that base campaign. On top of it, if you enjoy it, the Season Pass is also available, giving you access to tons of new content as well. But then Kingdom Hearts 3, one of this early year's biggest games, Resident Evil 2 Remastered, a Game of the Year contender for $15. Then you have Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled and Crash Bandicoot's Insane Trilogy, both for $15 a pop. Very, very good games in the $15 tier. So out of every game that we broke down from this side of the entire list, hands down, the $15 tier is the one that you should be paying the most attention to, because there is a ton of value there. Go for the $15 rack if you are going to your local Target or you are shopping online. Very, very good deals there. Moving on to the centerfold of the gaming space, the big standout for me is the 1 TB 1TB PlayStation 4 Slim, which is the bundle that we are going to be seeing a lot of this Black Friday and really this holiday season. Knocking $100 off the top price of just the PlayStation 4 console itself, you do have a PlayStation 4 1TB Slim for $199. But that's not all. You get 3 of the generation's biggest games, including The Last of Us Remastered, God of War, and Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition, which includes the Frozen Wilds DLC. There are hundreds of hours of gameplay available in that bundle, and I must admit, if you are trying to get into the PlayStation world for the first time, that is the bundle to get because those are some phenomenal gaming experiences. On top of that, if you happen to have bought one of the Xbox Ones or a PlayStation 4, then you can get the controllers on sale for $40 a piece, pretty much the same as the ad from yesterday's Walmart video breakdown. Now, this same laptop, I believe, or at least a similar one, let me do the spec breakdown here in my mind. This is the exact same laptop from the Walmart ad, though it's $100 more at Target, so I wouldn't recommend getting this gaming laptop. And in fact, back up, don't buy a gaming laptop from Target in general. I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say that. Now, let's go ahead and jump over to the right side of the gaming ad here because you do have a couple of more consoles that are worth talking about, and of course, a PlayStation VR bundle, the first that we've been talking about for this year's Black Friday. So, the Xbox One X 1TB Gears 5 bundle is on sale for $350, and as we discussed at the beginning of the ad, this one also comes with a $40 Target gift card. Now, it is also worth mentioning Gears 5 is included with Xbox Game Pass, and this does include the standard edition of the game, so hey, sure, why not? A fine deal, I suppose. But the $40 gift card is really what kicks this over the edge, and on top of that, it's literally $150 off of the base MSRP price of an Xbox One X. So if you are looking for something to tide you over until the Project Scarlet launch next year, or the launch of the PlayStation 5 around the same time, then the Xbox One X could be a pretty good deal. And again, this is the best deal we have seen so far, of course, between Walmart and Target because of that additional $40 gift card that you do get. Now, for PlayStation fans who want to get in on PlayStation VR, this is a very, very beefy bundle here because this is the Doorbuster 5 game pack that includes the PSVR headset on top of Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, Astro Bot, Skyrim, PlayStation Worlds, and Everybody's Golf VR. I think of this kind of as the Wii Sports of PlayStation VR, where you get a little bit of everything. Skyrim, a massive game. Not the best VR experience, but still one that is worth getting lost in. Then you have Resident Evil 7, a game that has been very highly acclaimed, and the VR is supposedly absolutely horrifying. Then you have family-friendly stuff like Astro Bot, you have Everybody's Golf VR, and PlayStation Worlds, so it's a bit of everything for everyone. So if you happen to be a PS4 owner, or you are picking up this 1TB Slim, then you might want to go ahead and dish out another $200 and get the PSVR bundle, which again saves you about $100, and that's not even including all of the games that you get. I do want to say the Nintendo Switch Lite is not on sale. It's in the ad. There's no good deal. This is not a better price. This is simply in the ad just to remind you that it exists. It's still going to be a very hot item, and of course, stay tuned for the GameStop breakdown later on in the week, because that's when you could be seeing more of the big deals for the Nintendo Switch Lite, from what I understand. But, of course, if you are in the market for something for your living room, you do have the special purchases of the massive arcade machines from, I believe, Arcade 1UP, if I remember correctly. Now, this is the Pac-Man Arcade Upright Cabinet for $250, and on top of that, you do have the Marvel Upright Arcade Cabinet with, of course, you have a combination of Marvel and Capcom games available on that one. It's almost 4 feet tall. It's not that big of a deal, but if you are looking for something to put in your living room, or if you're looking for something to put in a game room or a finished basement, that could be a pretty good deal. Generally, these tend to go for between $350 and $400, so for $250, you could be getting a pretty good deal. Now, again, it is worth mentioning these are pretty traditionally available at a pretty good price, but I did want to point it out because, hey, it's a big arcade cabinet, and it's pretty cool, and I'm a huge nerd. But that rounds out our Target Black Friday 2019 coverage. Of course, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope overwhelmingly that I helped you parse through all of the big offers from Target for this year. But on top of that, be sure to check out the Walmart video from yesterday. I have 2 more videos coming out over the weekend that include Best Buy and GameStop coverage, so stay tuned for that. Very exciting time to be into the gaming space. I love getting a good deal, and I love letting you guys know the best deals that you can get. But I will talk to you soon. Enjoy the rest of your day, and peace.